Hi, I'm Claire Coppi. I'm here with my buddy Andrew Pattison from Sushi Note here in LA. He's brought me some fun wines that we're going to share today. I'm so excited to see you here. It's been so long.
Yeah. I mean, I think the last time we saw each other was up in Ojai with Adam Tolmack.
It was up in Ojai when we got to go visit Adam up at the Ojai vineyard.
Seems like a lifetime ago.
That was definitely over a year ago.
Yeah.
This 2020 is crazy.
I know. I was just talking with my wife saying that, you know, we just miss seeing everybody in the community at, you know, whether it be kind of trade tastings or going to each other's restaurants.
Yeah, you're usually doing that like once, twice a week, you know, just getting to like, you know, keep your finger on the pulse, and it's a weird year. So this is great to get to chill and drink wine with you. It's been too long.
We haven't done this in so long.
I know.
But I thought that I would bring you some fun wines that hopefully that you'll really appreciate.
Whatever you pick, I'm sure
and
it's great.
stuff that I love pouring in the restaurant, and kind of as we head into fall, something that I think that not enough people are drinking and is perfect for kind of as we head into kind of, you know, more root vegetables and herbs and sage and thing. Something that people should be looking out for. So
Awesome.
I know that you like to kind of compare different wines, right? So we're going that way, and we're going with some Trousseau.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so kind of something newer and something older, but going California versus France as well. So
Absolutely, that's going to be really fun to compare.
Yeah,
and also,
yeah.
the
So-
vintages, the bottle age too, will be really, really fun.
Totally. So really young, just released 2019 Arno Roberts Trousseau from the North Coast. Two different vineyards here. We're in Bohan Ranch in Sonoma, and then farther north in Mendocino. But, you know, love their wines kind of for new California producers, and especially whether they're making, you know, cool coastal Syrah or Chardonnay. I think kind of they really shine with the lesser known varietals and kind of giving those some more credence.
Yeah,
and then kind of counterbalancing that with the OG. We're going to Arbois in the Jura and doing some Domaine Relais Trousseau with a little bit of age on it. This is the 88.
That's so cool. And 88. I mean, that's really fun to get to see how Trousseau ages. Can you talk a little bit about like where the Jura is in France, just to give people a little context of where it is?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're due east from Burgundy. I was just there last year, and we rented a car.
Went to the Jura?
And we did a day trip to the Jura. So it takes you about, if you're, you know, in Beaune and you drive east, it takes you about an hour and 30 minutes. And then you get to this kind of pre-Alps. Things get more mountainous. We're kind of more Sound of Music-y. We're heading towards Switzerland. But it's the land of Comté cheese. And when you're driving down the road, you just see the happiest cows on earth. So it's hard not to love the place in that time of year. I mean, you know, it is higher elevation, so it is colder. I mean, Arbois kind of becomes, you know, more of a ski town in the winter, and you go in there and you're, you know, eating a huge plate of fondue and then like morel mushrooms and like the heaviest food on earth.
Gotta stay warm.
But
that's why these wines get so beautifully structured, is because it's so high elevation. So it's really retaining that acidity, some tannin in some cases. So I think they make really, really beautiful, elegant, clean wines.
Yeah, and you have more kind of Burgundians getting kind of hip to the game, and there's more people. I mean, they've always done Chardonnay, but you see more Pinot Noir there now. But whether it's Pulsar or Trousseau, like those are kind of the more fun, unique things that you don't really find outside of there.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool grape varieties up there that definitely do not get enough attention.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the Trousseau grape and what makes it maybe distinct, or what you could compare it to make it a little relatable?
Yeah, absolutely. So lighter bodied, always super thin skinned grape too.
Yeah.
I find, you know, at Sushi Note, we're pairing with sushi, which is kind of difficult to do. We tend to kind of stick towards whites, but we try to find kind of some lighter bodied, lower tannin reds that we can play with, and Trousseau does a great job of that, because it's always really, really elegant, really pretty, and yeah, it's not gonna kind of overpower more delicate dishes. But
fantastic.
I just love this stuff. Should we start drinking?
I think we should.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Where do you want to start? Should we do Arno Roberts first?
Yeah, sure. Let's start with
Well, we're going to drink
Cali.
both, so I mean.
Fabulous. As long as we drink both, I'm good. Awesome. Oh, this is so exciting. So now, since Trousseau, you don't really see New World expressions of it much. Can you expect, obviously it depends on the producer, but can you expect maybe a little higher alcohol, a little riper fruit on these guys?
Not really, because I mean, with Arno Roberts, they kind of kicked off and were really influential in the kind of California return to balance movement, right? So they're never going to make your big kind of over extracted kind of styles. That's not really their MO. They're looking for more kind of lean and balanced expressions, and especially with the sites that they're farming are usually pretty kind of coastal, higher elevation. They're really thinking about that from the beginning perspective. So actually, I mean, even though it is California, I think you still get kind of a true kind of old world kind of Trousseau
Sorry, that was
style. Here we
That
go.
is great. That's one of why I love producers like Arno Roberts. Is I love wines where the work happens in the vineyard. You have this beautiful fruit. You work with the weather and the climate, and the terroir that you're given, and you let that fruit shine. You're not doing too much intervention in the winery.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to taste this. This is already a really cool color.
Look at it.
It's so pale. You can read through this. It looks elegant. It's this really, really pretty kind of ruby orange color. And I bet it smells.
I tell people, like in terms of structure too, like if you just close your eyes and you just assess the wine just on the palate, you'd almost think that it could be a rosé, right? Like
It's definitely, it smells really, really fresh. And you've got this kind of herbal.
Yeah. That orange thing kind of, I typically get that in kind of younger Trousseaus. That's that kind of like orange marmalade-y kind of vibe to it. But it's definitely kind of takes you out of the realm of those kind of darker fruits. We're in kind of bright red fruit territory with that kind of more orangey vibe.
It's more tart. Yeah. Oh, but really lovely on the palate. Definitely really gentle, lower tannins. Great acidity on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are fun wines. Trousseau is fun because again, it's very underappreciated and very unknown, which is why it's awesome that you brought these wines here today. But like, how pairable is this? This can pair with really delicate, elegant foods without overpowering it. It's a fantastic option to drink red with more delicate food.
I just think about the balance of this, just like that lovely, like bright red fruit kind of character, that kind of savory, kind of more herbaceous feel, and then some really, really lovely kind of lifted floral aromatics as well.
I was gonna say it's got really nice florality.
But it's just they're all kind of in the same range, and they're all kind of adding to each other. Honestly, I think like you think about like Thanksgiving, and like so many people like.
It'd be so good for Thanksgiving.
What are you pouring at Thanksgiving? And
everybody goes Beaujolais.
Everybody says everything. Like
that's
when you
true.
really
Everybody
think
says
about
everything,
it.
but I feel like a lot of sommeliers are like, well, Beaujolais goes great. That's true. Like it's with the cranberry sauce and everything. Champagne, always. But always champagne.
Next time I will bring you champagne.
That's okay. You don't bring me champagne. No, this is lovely. I mean, it's so lifted and so pretty. I love these. I love California wines that present like this.
Yeah.
Because I think in general people lump New World and California wines into that heavy extract, high new oak, high alcohol. It's beautiful wines can be made in, these elegant wines. What's the alcohol percentage on this?
This is clocking in at 12%. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is so pretty, fantastic.
Man, I wish we had some sushi too.
I would not complain. That's another thing too, is I think there's a huge, it's awesome to talk to you about pairing with sushi because there's this very big misconception that you have to go white with fish, right?
Right.
And I'll see that at Republique as well. I do see, the guests that want the Napa cab with the Dover sole, and I'm like, maybe we don't do that. But if you really want to stick with red, red can stand up to some meatier, higher protein fish.
The way that I think about it is like, you're pigeonholing yourself if you just think, oh, it's fish. You know what I mean? Well, we could say the same thing about meat. But veal is going to be different from boar, is going to be different from elk, is going to be different from beef, right?
Yes.
And especially whatever you're dressing that with, that makes a big impact too. So,
absolutely.
I mean, you think about a more kind of delicate white fish like snapper or something like that, where, maybe you're doing some brighter, whether it's ponzu, whether it's yuzu, you already have that kind of bright hyacinth, and maybe some sea salt or something like that. So that presents you, one case, but that's completely different from your toro, your fatty tuna belly, right?
Yep.
So that's where we can kind of, I have a lot of success kind of playing with lighter bodied red wines and turning people off of just the default that, I have to drink sake or beer. By the way, If you go to a place and it just says hot sake and it doesn't say the producer, that is probably coming out of a box.
Yeah, don't
in the
do it.
back. Yeah,
Stay away.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Stay
so,
away.
Yeah, but I mean, especially if you're going to the trouble of flying that stuff in and paying for
Absolutely.
the best stuff that you can get,
It should
the
have a
beverage
beautiful
should match
wine.
that.
Absolutely. Yeah, you see a lot of, not a lot, but you do see some really lovely restaurants with beautiful menus, and then the wine list is kind of lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
And which is a shame because you need, that was something I always appreciate working at Republic, is that the Manskys want the best wine to
Yeah.
go with their food,
Oh yeah.
because it's a disservice to the food. It's a disservice on both ends. It's a disservice to good food to pair it with lackluster wine, just as, you know, well, actually a lackluster food can maybe be elevated by a nicer wine. But
I think so.
Generally you want to, you know, match like with like, but this is delightful.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to compare this now to
Yeah.
to the French, especially with some bottle age on it. Now you can see that this wine has the potential to age.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean everybody thinks, right,
Yeah.
what do you want to hold on to? What are the most age-worthy wines? What do I want to put in my cellar? You're thinking automatically like, oh, we're gonna grab Bordeaux, we're gonna grab California Cabernet and
Or
these
Barolo, or you never know. Yeah.
something with more structure, with more tannin that's
Yes.
gonna stand up to that.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, this came directly from the domain.
Did it really? That bottle did?
Oh yeah. So this was
Ooh,
a special release
that's gonna be
and was sitting in their cellars for 31 years.
Wow. So
And
you know
then
this is gonna be.
has been in my wine fridge ever since. But yeah, just because, you know, like we said with the younger example, really, really light, not a lot of tannin.
No.
Maybe you think you want to drink this in the first 5 years, but if you take care of it, I mean, it just makes
It has that potential.
something really special.
That's a really beautiful wine when you can drink it young and it's still approachable and still lovely, but then has the potential to really go. I think that's the sign of a really fantastic,
So do you
versatile
drink
wine.
a lot of Jura wines?
I don't.
No?
I don't drink. Certainly when I worked at Mirabelle and Augustine, you had the ability to do more of that. I really don't drink much Trousseau or Poussard or any of that.
Yeah.
I don't drink a little. I had
I
like
don't
a
think a
kick
lot of
where I
people
drank
do.
seven, you know, for a while. But yeah, it's a very underappreciated region. That and the Savoie are both, which is, you know, that region a little further south. What, like 100 miles
Yeah.
south of the Jura? They
Yeah.
get lumped in together a lot, but
Yeah,
they're,
right by
they're very
Geneva.
distinct.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's funny. I sat next to you when we were learning
At the
about the
Savoie
Savoie.
tasting with,
There we
with
go.
Wink. Yeah. That's, we're just
Oh, Wink Lorch.
Yes.
Oh, I would listen to her talk about anything.
bow down. That woman, Wink Lorch, knows everything about the Jura and the Savoie, and it's an incredible region. There's still so many. That's what I love about wine. There's always something to learn.
Yeah.
You
Well-
never know it all. You never know it all.
All right. So they recorked this, so I don't have to worry
Which is,
about
yes,
the Duran,
fantastic.
which is fantastic.
When you went in there with that, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
He's making a
It's
statement.
just absolutely going to crumble on me.
I know. I would have been impressed.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is fun.
love this
I bought a couple of these. I bought, I think,
Oh my God, look at that
6 of these, and
You
I've
bought
only
6?
opened
Smart.
one. Yeah, well.
You gotta see how they go. Gotta see how they go.
Yeah.
When did you get them?
I bought
Recently,
them, no, I bought them last year.
Okay.
Kind of in the winter
Thank you.
time, I think. But the first bottle that I opened, just absolutely loved just how
Yeah, let's go.
how vibrant it was. So we'll see.
How vibrant it was. Already. I mean, already like looking at you see the potential in the color there for the younger wine to turn into that, because there's already a nice kind of orange hue
Yeah.
to the Arnaud Roberts, but this has totally started kind of oranging out, breaking out.
Yeah.
It's really, really pretty though. Still very, very pale, but definitely has that orange rim, and I can't wait to smell this.
Yeah. And I think this is one that too, over the next 30 minutes too, is gonna
Absolutely.
continue
Yeah.
to change.
Especially in Magnum like that, she needs a little time.
Yeah. So where we have, the Arnaud Roberts, kind of in that younger, fresher kind of style, that's their mindset. This is kind of 13% alcohol, maybe sitting a little bit longer on the vine.
Okay.
But I think,
Still very
pretty
restrained.
classic for the style, for sure. What year were you born?
89.
I don't, okay,
I don't
so
care.
I was close. I was
don't
close.
care.
I'm
89.
88. So this is
Nice.
my birth year wine. I'll bring you
So
an
you get
89
all
later.
the Bordeaux love with that.
But you know what I'm saying
88's a good year.
about thinking, moving outside of just kind of your bigger, more structured, more tannic varieties, something that you want to hold on to. I mean, this. I don't know about you, but I think that this ages incredibly
This
well.
is a beautiful wine.
Yeah.
I haven't even tasted it yet, but just smelling it, the fruit is still present for sure. It is by no means dried out at all. The fruit is drying. It's there, but it's drying. But I love all of these tertiary earthy notes coming out. Like there's some qualities in here that remind me of some older Pinot Noirs. You know, there's that kind of bacony, savory quality coming out in it, and like that peppery, but it's intoxicating to smell. It
Some of
smells so good.
that spice character.
I don't
is
think I've
kind
had
of
Old
taken
Trousseau.
over.
This is really cool. And there's this like cigar leafy
Definitely.
kind of, it's so pretty.
And I get this, I mean, part of it is a factor of the age, but, you know, it kind of takes this, like, kind of almost, in combination with the fruit, this kind of, like, sweet soy kind of presence, which is, you know, why I use it a lot at the restaurant.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Going with, you know, tuna or something like that with soy sauce on it, I think. And it's that can be seen as like a kind of degrading kind of term, you know, like, oh, it's like it's old, it smells like soy sauce. No, it's I'm not saying like that's all it smells like, but I think
It's a component
that's there
to it.
too, yeah.
That little pop, that little hit of umami kind of on there, like you're talking about, yeah.
This is fun. I didn't know, I would have thought that you would have had more kind of
Trousseau experience. under my
Trousseau
belt.
kind of off the beaten path stuff, because when I think about you, like we've kind of been in wine for about the same amount of time. We're about the same age, but I think that like our experiences are really different. Like
Absolutely.
we worked for the same restaurant group, but like we didn't work together. And what did that thing have? Where you started, you have access to a lot of like older bottles and like kind of more weird and kind of wacky things. And so like for you to like have that as like your jumping off point and get this like
very lucky.
this baseline in the past and kind of older styles and how that's changed over time. Whereas, you know, where I started, kind of more like just the high-end classics, the expensive brands and things like that, and kind of, I mean,
awesome.
Granted with, you know, a good breadth and kind of, you know, this is the classic example of what white Burgundy should taste like. This
But
is
you
the
don't see
classic
Trousseau
example.
on a lot of, you know, fine dining lists.
Right.
Which is a shame.
The demand is.
I think that's shifting. I do think that is shifting. I
Yeah.
think there is more of a demand to explore now that the world of wine has become a lot more accessible to people with, you know, things like Som TV and just having, you know, this the internet. Just being able to, it brings you closer to these regions, you know, than it has in the past few decades. So I think there is a demand for wanting to try new things. People love the new thing. They want to know about the cool new grape variety that's not new at all and has been producing beautiful wines for decades, but you never knew about it before, you know? So yeah, at Mirabelle and Augustine, I definitely got to taste some really cool off the beaten track wines. It was definitely a lot of old California. So yeah, I have not tried old, like super old Jura. If I have, it's usually been like a Sauvignon. But you know, like getting like there's a lot of like Domaine Pelican and stuff like that. It's gorgeous, right? This is really, really pretty. This is a special bottle. And I love that you brought these to really get the word out on Trousseau.
This is so good.
We're just being so geeky, right?
Yeah, I'm glad I have 4
good.
more of these.
Yeah, I'm happy you have 4 more of them too. Now I know. We need to do some more social distant drinking.
Yeah.
For the remainder of quarantine with these. That's special that you have some more of those too to kind of let it go, maybe another few years. Because this can go. I think this can go a little bit longer.
Yeah, I want to check in another 5 years and another 10 years after that.
It's definitely at a beautiful point. I love where this is at. This will be really nice to see how this opens up over the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing in these beautiful Trousseaus, and it's awesome to get to compare and contrast these with you.
Yeah, my pleasure. I mean, I think that, you know, if you can find them, get your hands on them because they're really, really special wines, and especially kind of in this fall time when we think about, you know, being with family and friends, and especially this year, thinking how important that is and kind of the opportunities that we missed out on. Like, this just is like a warm, cozy blanket, like wrapped around me, and something that I want to share with you and everybody I love.
Well, people can come in and have a really nice, socially distant, safe experience at Sushi Note and drink a glass of this with some sushi, right?
Yes, they can.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Andrew. This is awesome. Cheers to you.
Cheers. Cheers to you.
I'm going to drink more Trousseau.
Yeah.